Good morning. It's Friday, May 15th, here at just before 8 o'clock in the morning. Just wanted to give you a quick update. We'll get this into our compliance department early today and try to get this out this afternoon. Things are looking rocky here as we expected. As we said last week, we don't see this market coming straight back, and it's certainly this week is showing us that's starting to be the case. I think reality, I've talked to some of you now, I think reality is beginning to finally sink in here. I think for quite a while, this thing happened so quickly that for a while people are still living in pre-COVID-19 era. We're beginning to see that change now. We'll continue to see the unemployment numbers go down or go up. I mean, the percentages will continue. I'm sure we'll be in the 20% range of unemployment. That'll go on for a few months. Until we get a vaccine or a cure for this thing, I don't see the confidence coming back like it was pre-COVID-19. I think that'll be impossible. But I do see things getting back to it a little bit, but it's going to take months for this to work through all this. So I've been saying that all along. The market's been looking like a V-shaped recovery. It's now beginning to look like a U-shaped. It could very well go in what's called an L-shaped recovery, where it stays in this range. That's what I'm expecting, to stay in this range, 21,000, 25,000 on the Dow, at least through the summer months. We also have the elections that are playing a role in here now. I mean, what a mess we got there. Listening this morning with the Democratic side, I'm not convinced it's going to be Joe Biden as their candidate. So it's just a mess. The whole political scene is a mess. So that plays in an election year, and it's a little different this year than normal election years, and I think it's going to keep things unsettled. I do, though, think when we get into the fall, we'll learn to deal with this thing. People will be getting back to it. They'll be back to it. I still don't think people will be traveling or going to restaurants like they did before. I talked to some of you. I don't know how many people. Restaurants, they need retirement people. That's how they survive, because you go to breakfast and lunches and happy hours. We don't do that. People that are working don't do that. So you're their bread and butter, and so I just don't see you running back there in millions and millions at a time, going back to these restaurants and these places. So it's going to be slow. It's for you to get confidence to do that. So there are going to be a lot of businesses that go out of business. They just won't be able to survive this. So it's going to take quite a few months to work through this, but I believe as we go into the fall, we get through the elections, we go into next year, we'll see things starting to improve. We'll see, eventually you will see unemployment numbers start to come down. It only makes sense. One of the things about this stimulus that went out, the payroll protection program, is if the employer wants to hire their employees back, they have to come back or they lose those benefits. So as employers need their employees, if they open back up and they'll bring these employees back. So the unemployment will start coming down, but it's going to go up here. I don't think we've seen the end of it, of the increases here yet. I think we will in the next couple months before that peaks. But then we will see it start coming back down just naturally as people start bringing them back to work. But I don't think it's going to be as fast as the market was originally telling us it was going to be. So again, we're hopeful, very hopeful, no doubt in my mind, we'll start recovering into next year, just for the simple fact, and I've told a lot of you this, interest rates are back to zero again. In all the money markets, we were getting some decent yields there for a while, 2.5% yields on money markets. They have all crashed now here in the last few weeks. You're lucky to get 0.3 to 0.5% now in the money market. So because of that, it's kind of like 2009, 8 and 9, coming out of that recession again. People will start moving money back to asset classes that are producing better yields, stocks, real estate. But that's, again, on the real estate market. I think the real estate market reality is beginning to sit in there. So in the next few months, if you're thinking of buying, be really patient here. I think you'll have some good buying opportunities as we move into the fall, late summer, fall. But then as we go into next year again, even real estate, both the stock market and real estate, money will be chasing for a different yield. They don't want to keep you earning nothing. And so we do see the market coming back and probably going higher in the next couple of years. It will be a strong economy. I'm not excited about the debt we're adding to this whole thing. That'll be a different situation later. But right now, we just got to keep playing this very cautiously, as I've told a lot of you. We're not making a lot of changes. We were doing some buying for people. We stopped doing that about a week ago. As I told you in the last one, we're not quite ready to begin that yet. I think we're going to get plenty of buying times here as we move into the summer. So going in the summer and the fall, it's going to be rocky. It's going to be a tough summer, I think, for the economy. So stay tuned here. We'll come back to you and give you an update next week. I hope you all had a great week, and I hope you have a great weekend. And if you need anything, we're here. Give us a call.